All right, beautiful. So we'll just begin with our warm-up. So just body weight right here. So we're just going to begin with a squat and then a nice big overhead reach. So as you squat down, you want to push those knees out to the side, sitting the hips back and down. And then a big reach overhead, stretching those arms up. Perfect. So with your squat, just focus on that depth, trying to get down nice and low. And then your whole foot should be in contact with the ground. Beautiful. So we'll go for 2 more of those. So 1, big reach at the top, and 2. Perfect. Then we're just going to come to the edge of our mat here. And then we're just going to move into a down dog. And then come through into an up dog. Just to get that whole body moving. So again, back into a down dog position here. And then through into that up dog position, relaxing the shoulders, just getting that nice bit of movement through the spine. Perfect. So we'll just go 2 more. So 1 more back into your down dog and up dog. And then once again back into the down dog and through into that up dog. Perfect. Then we'll just stay down here on the floor and we've just got glute bridges. So we're just going to come back, lying down on the back, heels stacked under knees, lifting those hips up and squeezing that bum back down and relax. And again, up and squeeze. And you want your feet to be outside of your hip width apart with these as well. Perfect. So we'll go for 2 more of those. So 1 and 2. Beautiful. So now we're going to jump into the workout. So we've got 5 exercises we're doing and we've got 2 total rounds of those 5 exercises. So first round is all weights if you've got them. It's all lower body. And of course we can do all of this with just body weight. So number 1, we're down here on our mat. We've got a kneeling squat. So I want my knees again outside my hip width. And I just sit back and up. So it's just like that squat position here where my hips are sitting back and then coming up. So that's our first exercise and we've got 40 seconds on. All right, so we keep that going. Perfect. So really focus on using your glutes, that hip drive as you come up. So nice big squeeze there from that bottom position and up. Beautiful. So sitting those hips back towards the heels and up again. Perfect. So here for 10 seconds. 2 and 1. Perfect. So now we're going to hop up onto our feet and we've got some lunges. So we're just going to work 1 leg at a time. So we're going to keep our left leg on the ground and the right leg is going to step back. All right, let's go. So you want to feel your weight in your front leg and that's our leg that's doing most of the work. If you've got 2 weights, you can hold them right here or 1, we can hold it up at the chest. So whatever is easier for you, whatever you prefer. Perfect, and we want to be getting that back knee down nice and low, getting good range on that lunge. Perfect, another 5 seconds. Awesome. And then we're going to swap legs. So opposite leg we're going to take in front. Again, that one's going to stay glued to the ground. And stepping back with my left now. I don't know if you're on the same leg as me. All right, let's do it. So again, 40 seconds. Perfect, looking good. And again, my weight is in that front leg as I push up. Nice, and you're going to think about keeping your hips, your knees, and your toes all forward. 10 seconds to go. Perfect, so quick little rest for the legs, and then we're going to go into some squats. And with these, we're going to count a nice slow 3 count on the way down, hold for 2 seconds at the bottom, and 1 second on the way up. So we'll do it together. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and up. Perfect, and then we go again. Back down nice and slow. 1, 2 at the bottom, and then back up. So this is great if we do have the lighter weights than we'd like as well, just adding that little bit of extra intensity. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, nice and slow. 1, 2, and then pushing up. Looking good. Perfect, done. And then our 5th exercise for our little mini circuit, we're back down and we've got our glute bridges again, but we're going to add our weights just onto the lap. All right, so get ready, and here we go. So you can just have your weights there, just across the lap. And again, I want my heels there, just under the knees. Really squeeze and lift those hips up. So each rep, think about squeezing that bum at the top and then relax at the bottom. Perfect, and you're pushing into those heels. Nice, you've got 5 seconds. 2 and 1. All right, so we are back to the start. So second round for our legs. We're going to get ready to go back to that kneeling squat. So again, those knees just outside of the hips. My weight's right here, coming back, sitting back towards the heels, and then using that hip drive to return to that starting position. Perfect. Nice, we've got 10 seconds left, so getting a few more reps in. Again, we want to sit back all the way down to those heels. And done. Okay, next up we've got our lunges again. So up on the feet, and once again choosing your starting leg. So that's going to stay glued to the ground, and we're going to step back with that other leg for the whole 40 seconds. Here we go. Perfect. So again, I want to think about my knees, my hips, and my toes all pointing forward. It's going to help me feel nice and balanced as well. And that front leg just glued to the ground. Awesome, ladies, looking good. 10 seconds to go. And done. All right, swapping legs. So again, other leg's going to be in front, glued to the ground, and my other leg doing the work, stepping back. All right, let's go on the other leg. Beautiful. So taking the time with each lunge to find your comfortable range. Kind of get the back knee down nice and low. And again, we want to feel really stable. So pushing into the ground with that front leg. Five seconds remaining. All right, we're done. Shake those legs out, and then next we are into those squats again. So remember, we've got that slow 3 count down and 2 seconds at the bottom. Perfect. So 1, 2, 3, holding that bottom position, and then you're back up. Perfect. Again, we want those knees to drive out on the way down and the way up. Perfect, and we're really going to feel those legs firing up with that nice slow tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 2 seconds at that bottom, and then up. Nice, we've got one more. Perfect, good job. And then back down, and we've got our glute bridges again. Now, if you didn't have weights for these, you could do single leg glute bridges, which is going to look like this, and we could alternate, or if you want that extra challenge, or right here like this. Perfect, so really pushing into the ground, and if you are doing a single leg variation, remember to swap sides, so maybe a couple of reps per side, then swap it over, or you can swap with each one. Nice, so we'll go one more rep here. Perfect, and done. All right, so grab a quick drink if you need to, and then we're going to head into our second block of work with 5 new exercises. All right, so just to show you the first exercise, so there's a couple of ways to do this one, depending on what weights you have and depending on what level that you're at as well. So it's just a single leg deadlift variation. So beginner level, I like to just split my stance. So most of my weight is here and that leg's just for support. So to turn me onto the side, it looks like this. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, or if you're just using your body weight, we can actually take the other leg up and we're like this. So you do want to make sure you've got that nice natural curve of the spine and you're not rounding or you're not arching. So again, that's your single leg. So choosing whichever option you like, I'm just going to go with the split stance with my weights here in front. All right, girls, so we'll get ready and go. So again, we're going to work one leg at a time and then we swap over. So as you hinge down, I'm pushing my hips back and you're going to feel a little bit of a stretch right here in the hamstrings at that bottom position and then squeezing and driving those hips through. So think about trying to shut a car door behind you. You're pushing that bum back. Nice, and again, my back leg right here is really just for support. I want my body weight here in that working leg. Perfect, and now we're going to swap that over. So other leg, and again, that front leg there, working leg. If we're splitting that stance, we just take a little step back, or if we're trying the full single leg variation, we're up on one leg. Perfect. So again, I'm looking for that nice neutral spine. Helps to just keep that chest up and eyes forward. Awesome, looking good there. Ten seconds left. And 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So next we're going to do some side or lateral lunges. So again, we're going to work one leg at a time, and we are going to stay in a static position. So take your legs out nice and wide. Your toes are going to slightly point out, and we're going to begin working one side. So shifting that weight and still sitting those hips back, and then coming up into this starting position here. So single leg work is great if we're just using our lighter weights at home, or even just body weight. You're still going to get an amazing workout. Again, I'm just shifting my weight over to that side, and my hips are pushing back as well as I come over. Perfect. Nice, looking good. Beautiful, and now we're ready to work our other side. Let's go. I'm going to shift over to that other side. Hips sitting back. And I want to think about my knee here driving out as well. Perfect. So just again, finding that comfortable range for you. This is also an amazing exercise for the hip mobility. Nice, we've got 10 seconds left. Two and one. Done. So next we're going to come down onto the mat. So this exercise will just be body weight. Oh, my mat there was a bit slippery. So swimmers. So I'm going to take my arms out in front and squeezing my glutes, lift my legs, and I'm just going to paddle right here. So you really want to think about turning those glutes on. That's going to give you that lift, enable you to kick, and the arms are straight forward, paddling. Perfect. So we are halfway, trying to stay lifted, keeping the arms out in front, and paddle, 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 10 seconds. And we've got 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, so into round 2. So we're back to our single leg deadlift. So again, we'll hop up on our feet, choosing your starting leg. And again, we've got our options to just split that stance right here, or we can take that back leg up off the ground if we want that extra challenge. I'm going to stick with the split stance today. Beautiful. And once again, if you are using like lighter weights than you'd like, using that single leg variation is a really good challenge. It's going to help you add some intensity without having to go heavier on your weights. Perfect. All right, swapping legs. So again, we're going to pop that other leg in front, splitting that stance, or we're just on the one leg, and we'll go straight in. Again, if I am in that split stance, all my body weight is here in the front leg, and exactly the same if I'm on my single leg. Perfect. And as you come down, you want to think about just looking straight ahead. Beautiful, ladies, looking good. 5 seconds left. Getting in a couple more. 2, 1. Perfect. And then we're back to our lateral or side lunge. So again, I'm going to stay in that static position. Feet nice and wide, just slightly turn those toes out and then working one side at a time. So here I go, I'm going to head over to this side here. Perfect. Now, if you've got your weights, you can hold them here like me. We can hold one up at the chest if that's a little bit easier as well. Doesn't matter where they are. And again, this is an awesome one to even just do with your body weight because we're just working that one leg. And again, I want that knee to track out in line with my toes. Perfect. 5 seconds, then we'll be swapping sides. So 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, so we'll head straight in to the other side. Awesome. So I want you to try and make each of your side lunges look the same. So depending on your mobility, that'll depend on how low or deep you can go into the lunge. It does look a little bit different for all of us, but we do want to try and make them all look the same. So think about hitting that same range on each of your lunges. Nice, 10 seconds left on this one. And 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And then last one for our circuit is our swimmers. So down the mat. Again, the arms are in front, the legs are behind. Let's do it. So again, squeezing my glutes, I'm getting that lift to kick and paddle there. And then using the shoulders, chest slightly lifted, and those back muscles, arms in front, paddling. Nice, ladies are halfway. And done. Perfect. All right, so into our last round. So grab a drink again if you need to, and we've got 10 more minutes of work coming up. We've got some upper body, so I will give some alternatives if you don't have weights today. And we've also got some core work. So the first one that we're doing will just be push-ups, and we're going to count similar to our squats, 3 counts on the way down. We're going to lift our hands up at the bottom, reset, brace the core, and push up again. So it's going to look like this. So I'm on my toes, 1, 2, 3, lift, and then I can push up to my knees and back up onto my toes if I'm still building strength. Or from the knees, 1, 2, 3. Again, lift those hands up, brace, and push. All right, so we'll get into it. Let's do it. 40 seconds on these push-ups. So 1, 2, 3. Lift those hands up, reset at the bottom, brace your core. And then you can pop onto the knees and then onto the toes, or straight up onto the toes if you can. Perfect. So 1, 2, 3. Nice and slow down. Perfect. So again, I can do it from the knees. And I'm 1, 2, 3. So bracing and pushing up at the bottom. And we are done. Okay, so next we're going to pop over onto our back, and we've got our bicycle crunches. So I'm going to drive that knee to the elbow, and I'm just going to tuck my hips up to the roof, so my lower back is firmly pressed onto my mat. Now, option as well, we can just do our knees if we're still building a little bit of strength. All right. Looking good there, ladies. So straight in to those bicycles. We've got another 30 seconds remaining. Then knee to elbow. and keeping that lower back nice and pressed down into the mat. And getting that little bit of a twist. It's really going to fire up the entire core. All right, and done. Okay, next up, I'll give two options for you. So if we do have weights to use, we've just got an overhead tricep extension like this. And if we've got no weights, we can do a tricep dip. So just here. So I'm going to push just like that. So coming back, bending at the elbows and up. All right, have we got weights? We're going to do weights. All right, here we go. So back, and my arms are going to stay nice and tight in close to the ears. And then we extend up. Beautiful. So halfway. Good. And 2, 1. Perfect. So next we're going to come back down onto the mat, and we've got a plank with shoulder taps. So from my plank position here, again, I can do this on my knees or my toes. I'm going to tap my shoulders. All right, we're ready? Go. So that's just going to shift our weight from side to side, challenge the shoulder stability as well. And what you want to think about doing is keeping your hips as still as possible. So while we do this movement, think about keeping those hips really still and squared down to the mat, or option to come down onto the knees there and keep those taps going. Nice, ladies, 10 seconds left. 2 and 1, perfect. Now next we're going to do some bicep curls. So with our weights, just curling here. Different exercise if you don't have weights, or your weights are extremely light and you want to do something else, is a W row. So down on the ground, I'm going to take my arms in front. I'm making a W, driving the elbows to the wall behind me, squeezing, relax, and up. So if your weights are super light, or you want to do a little bit more of your back than the arms, you can try that one. And let's do it. All right, so if I'm doing my bicep curls, those arms are glued to my side, hinging at the elbows. Beautiful, all the way to the top, all the way down. And again on that W row, as your arms come back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down, and think about driving those elbows back to the wall behind you. Nice, we've got 10 seconds. And done. Okay, so we are back to the start. So round 2, so we're going to come back down again. We've got our bicycle crunches. I think we had something else first. I'll remember what it is. We'll go back to the bicycle crunches first and go. So 40 seconds here. So again, think about that knee to the elbow, a little bit of a twist through the core as well. Nice, looking good, ladies. And we really want to keep that lower back nice and pressed down. The push-ups is what I very briefly forgot. So we're going to do that right after this. So keep those bicycles going. Nice, ladies, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, now we've got the push-ups. Don't want to forget those. All right, so again, we've got our 3 count on the way down. Reset the hands at the bottom and brace and push up. So my options as well, I can just do this from the knees, 1, 2, 3, slow on the way down, brace and push up. So this is a really great way to actually build and increase your push-up strength if you're still trying to work up to being able to do a full push-up from the toes, or even do better push-ups from your knees. Nice, 5 seconds. 2 and 1, we're done there. Okay, so next we've got our overhead tricep extensions, or again, my body weight option looks like this. Where I come back and I push up. But I think we've got our weight, so up we go. And again, I want my elbows in really tight to the ears, and I want to hinge right back with my weight plates. Perfect. Got 10 seconds left. 2 and 1. Excellent. Okay, then we're going to come back down, and we've got our plank with the shoulder taps. So getting ready for that one. Down we go, and let's begin. So one more time, I want those hands under the shoulders. I'm going to reach and tap left to right. You can think about keeping the hips as still as possible. And with your foot positioning, if they're a little bit wider, that's going to add a bit more stability for you, or closer together is more challenging. All right, we've got 15 seconds left. Looking good, ladies. Last 10 seconds. 2 and 1. Perfect. Last exercise. Again, we are doing our bicep curls, or we had our body weight option there of our row. Okay, and let's go. Looking good, and really focus on that squeeze at the top and full extension at the bottom. Nice, 10 seconds left. And we are done. Perfect. So that is our round complete. Beautiful. All right, so we're just going to finish off with a quick stretch, and we are all done. So we'll just start down on the mat. All right, so we're going to come down onto our back and just hug one knee into the chest. Okay, now with that same leg, we're going to plant the heel down on the ground, and the opposite leg, we're going to take that up and over into a glute stretch. And we'll release that stretch there, and then take the opposite knee into the chest. And then we're going to come into our glute stretch. So taking the leg up and over that knee, and then the hands through. And releasing that one. If you need to do the opposite glute, just quickly doing that one now. Yeah, beautiful. Great work. And then we're just going to sit up and just come into our butterfly position here. So my heels are together and just open up the hips. Now, if you want a deeper stretch, just shifting your weight forward over the feet and the heels. Excellent. And then we'll come up onto our feet and we'll just do a quad stretch. So if you need a little bit of balance or something, just hold on to something around you. And we'll just take that one leg up right here. So you want your knees as close together as possible and your hips forward. Now we'll alternate other leg. Okay, then I'm just going to step out in front into a little lunge position to stretch the hip flexor. So from the side, my back leg is straighter, but I'm still lunging forward on that front leg. And then we're just going to take a nice big reach up to the sky. Perfect. And then we'll do the same stretch on our other side. So again, I'm stepping forward into that lunging position, keeping that back leg fairly straight, pushing those hips forward, and then I'm going to take my arms up and reach overhead. Okay, and then last one, we'll just stretch the chest from our push-ups. I'm just going to take my hands behind me, lace the fingers together, and then just reaching it down and away from my body. Excellent. Shake those arms out and we are finished. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me.